Hello, good day everyone, and welcome back again. Um, this beautiful morning, we want to do this spiritual lecture, which I believe is going to benefit every one of us. So, if you are watching for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. And if you are being one of my subscribers, if this thing benefits you, if what we are going to share today benefits you, please make sure you share it for others. Share it because today's lecture is going to be really lot of help to to many people, most especially to the youth out there, to the youth watching this video. So please make sure you share it for others so that they can learn from it as well. I've been trying to do video on this particular topic. I've been trying to try to make a video on it. I've been called to do a video on it, but recently I got a message pertaining to this, whereby that man was asking me something pertaining to this topic. He was asking me something very crucial and relevant to this topic, this particular topic we are going to discuss today, and it has something to do with spirituality and sexuality. Let me put it that way. So because there are something that are meant to be elaborated on spirituality, if we are to be spiritually knowledgeable, if you are to be spiritually clean, if you are to be spiritually strong, you need to know all these things we are going to discuss today. And basically it is on the spirituality and sexuality we are going to discuss today. And the question was, I'm going to show you the screenshot, the chat screenshot between me and this person. Although this is not the first time I will hear something like that, and people underrate this thing. Although this may sound really funny, but for some people that are very spiritually knowledgeable or know something we call spirituality, we know that this thing is not funny at all. It is not funny. It is one of the things we supposed to be discussed. We supposed to discuss. It is one of things you should know if you want to go for a spiritual journey. Before you start your spiritual journey, these are one of the things you must know, and the basic knowledge that you must have before you go for any spiritual journey, most especially nowadays that there's a lot of irrational behaviors among our youth, among the every part of the world, that there are a lot of things that our forebears have not been practicing that we are doing nowadays. So, and it is one of the things we are going to discuss today. And just like I said at the beginning of this video, I said we are going to discuss about the spirituality and sexuality, some kind of things like that. So when I start explaining, when I start elucidating my points, you will be able to get what the point I'm trying to make. So when I got this question, so when I got the message, now it reminds me of something I've promised to post on this channel, to lecture you. So that reminds me of something I've been planning to do. So I said, okay, let me do it, because when I gave that person a brief reply, I said this is not enough. I must share it for others, for my viewers, for my subscribers. I must share it for them. So that's the more reason why I'm making this video this early morning. So now the question was, I'm going to show it in the in the face of this video when they are editing it, I will tell them to put it there. So they will see the question actually to prove that this is not a lie or something trying to make unsubstantial point. They will see it there. Now this man was asking, can masturbation affect spiritual work or spirituality? I don't know how he put it, but something very close, very close to that. That's how he put it. Like, can sex, can masturbation rather affect spirituality? So, and the question now fall. I'm going to explain it into. I'm going to break it into two parts. The first one is the masturbation according to him. And when he asked that question, I was shocked and I was like, what is masturbation? There's something we are not used to. Maybe it is not, education is not alone. It's not about knowing everything alone. There's something you get to know along the line, along with your experience and all of that. So, and I get to make some findings. So, I try to make some findings what is really talking about. Because this is the second or third time I will hear something like that. People talking about, normally when someone come for a spiritual work and you tell them, don't have sex for like 3 or 4 days, don't copulate with your woman, don't copulate with your husband when you use a spiritual work. That one is a general belief, because you know that when you use something, you should stay away from anything not holy, anything not clean, not hygienic. You stay away from it, and sex is part of it. So when someone come for a spiritual thing or use a spiritual work, they will be told that they should stay away from sex, stay away from all sorts of things like that. So that one is a general belief, everyone knows that. But this particular one is kind of strange, and is one of the reason I'm making this particular video. So in that question now brings me to the point. Now, when you use a spiritual work and you were told not to copulate for like, let's say 3 or 4 days, is it also similar to masturbation? So it really got some people confused. Like, maybe when you are told not to have sex, maybe you can still go ahead and do the masturbation of a thing as he claimed. Now, when I got that question, when I got that message, I tried to make some findings, dictionary, Google, and all sorts of things like that, and consult some people, and I discovered that masturbation of a thing is somehow equivalent to having sex. So it's just that maybe according to what I feel, rubbing something maybe on your private part, sort of things like that. I get to know that thing very deeply when I make the findings. Now I now come down to see that I'm now come down to the fact that both masturbation and real sex can affect a spiritual work in many ways. You see, the point is, when you are told not to copulate with your woman or not to sleep with a woman, some people will translate it into another thing. Maybe you use a spiritual work, they give you something and they say don't sleep with a woman. Doesn't mean you cannot touch a woman, you cannot handshake with a woman, you cannot hug a woman. But the point is, anything that will bring a sexual urge or something that will drive out your energy is the reason why you were told not to be in contact with a woman when you are, or with a man. It affects both gender. So with a man or a woman, when you use something and you are told maybe to stay away for sex for like some days, the point is they want you to keep the energy for a particular purpose, because when you do that, there might be some temptation that will drive out the energy. And what's the energy we are talking about is when you use something and maybe you were told that, okay, don't copulate when you use this work for 3 days, don't copulate, don't try to copulate. The point they are making there is that for that 3 days, the work will be able to manifest. Within that 3 days, you'll be able to, you are told to keep with the rule, and you abide by it. Now, the expectation should be around that time when you keep to the rule. And let me tell you one thing about spiritual work is, when you are giving something now, for example, you are giving something to use maybe for money, you for any sort of spiritual work, for let's use money for a good instance. You were giving something for money, maybe to boost your business, to make your business go well. And when you use that thing, you know it is not instantly you use it, it will start working. But to let it manifest, that's why you were told to stay away from sex for like particular days. It is not just because of the work, or you cannot be doing it later. But one thing I want to reveal about this spiritual of a thing is the spiritual work, you see, take times to, and this is the greatest secret you may be hearing for the first time. The thing is, when you take a spiritual work, when you take any spiritual recipe, spiritual kind of things like that, when you take it, for a man for example, when the thing is about to work, when it get to some extent where it's about to work, then the temptation will be so great. Go, and for some people that have been very familiar to spirituality will get what I'm talking about here. When the thing is close to being work, close to being the result being out, that is, for a man for example will have much temptation. A woman for example will have much temptation that time. When the thing is close to bringing a good result, that is where temptation will come in. And that is the more reason why our ancestors make it a rule that, okay, within this time, try to keep to the rule. And one thing people don't know is that now, when they have concluded that the temptation will be so much, and now that they were told that, okay, the temptation will be so much, but you stay away from sex generally, then they will now consider, most especially when I do some findings on this thing, that this message I got, and I discovered that masturbation he was talking about, and they will feel okay, since it is not sex, like maybe you were told not to sleep with a woman, if they will just think it is not a woman they are sleeping with, they are doing a self-satisfactory thing, they are using something to satisfy themselves. Maybe they will just consider that since they are not sleeping with a woman or a man or anyone, they are just satisfying themselves. Maybe that shouldn't affect the spiritual work. But I want you to know one thing is, this thing he was talking about knows that it will, at least it will make you it will make you it will stimulate you and drive out something meant for you, because I don't know how to explain that so that you get it. Spiritual work, spiritual energy, spiritual good, spiritual content are stored in human semen, in human sexual part, in this stimulation. I don't know to get that, but what I'm trying to say is, the spiritual work, when you use it, when you were given a spiritual work to take, maybe in form of something eatable, some form of something drinkable, it is not that you can, after eating it, after drinking it, you can go and urinate, you can go and defecate. It won't stop the work. The fact that you can even notice from your defecation or from your urine that you see some part of what you use in the urine, it doesn't affect the work. The work will go where it's supposed to go in your body. It is not the one the waste product out of your body is not it. That one will just go away. And I said it in one of my videos that something you eat, something you take in as a food, and the same thing you you take for example, you eat a banana, you take a banana now and you eat it for maybe for self-satisfactory purpose or for your hunger, just to quench your hunger, something like that, and you use the same banana, you say some particular incantation to it and you eat it, you eat the same banana the same way you eat the ordinary one. The one thing is, the one you say some incantation will work differently more than the one that you just take ordinarily, because that one there's something you call into it and it has been attached to it already. There's a spirit attached to it, and when that thing happens like that, there's a particular place the thing will be in your body, the thing will be going. So normally, I'm not trying to do the work of maybe a medical doctor here, but according to, as you can see on my channel, I'm a spiritual doctor, and this is one of the reasons. So professionally, I'm talking about spirituality here, so don't quote me wrong. Don't say someone is against something. No, I'm not against it, but I'm just talking about what the effect, the both positive and negative effect of it in spirituality. So basically I'm on spiritual part. I'm not talking about the medical part. You can go ahead and search anywhere. You can consult your doctor to know the negative impact of masturbation or sex or kind of thing like that, maybe a frequent sex or something like that. You can consult your doctor to know that. But basically I'm talking about spiritual here, and professionally I'm talking about spirituality here generally. You understand? So I'm just talking about spirituality here. So I don't know the medical effect, the scientific effect, I don't know, but at least the spiritual effect is what I'm discussing here, and I want you to get it very well. So when you are giving, concisely, when you are giving something to use and you are told not to stay away from sex for like some particular day, don't go ahead to do the this masturbation, whatever you call it. Don't go ahead to go and do that one, because it's still equivalent, it still amounts to the same thing. At the end of the day, it will still amount to the same thing, because and it is one of the only difference there is, since you are using something to satisfy yourself, you are all alone by yourself. The thing is, when you are giving something and you are told not to have sex and you go ahead to masturbate and be thinking that maybe you are thinking that maybe it is not sex. After all, it is not sex, it will be you. So what I want you to know is that it will still affect you. The thing will still not make the work to be perfect. It may still block the work. It may still block the work, and it may be the thing affecting most of people. And I want you to share this thing. Let it help others as well, because some people are ignorant of this thing we are saying. Even some people when I told you, I said two or three times I've been asked that particular question, and I think this thing is a common thing, maybe that some people didn't know. Even some acclaimed spiritual person may not be knowing this, because they will be thinking maybe it's until when you sleep with a woman. Even, let me say one thing is, even when you use something, if you used to take a spiritual work and maybe you sleep alone, you sleep with your woman or your husband, just know that the goodness of that spiritual work or the energy rotates within your house, not outside. And this thing is another topic for another day. So because some people, if you want to go on a spiritual journey, and there's no way, the way woman, don't quote me wrong, the way we were created to be, we have the stimulation, the feelings will come. We are human beings. There's no way. It will be at some point you will feel like doing it. I'm not disputing that, but my advice for you is, if you want to go on a spiritual journey very fast, you want the spiritual things to be working for you, it will be good if you are doing it with your woman or your man. Don't take the energy outside. Don't take the energy outside. Don't waste it outside. do it within your home. If you are wasting it on your woman, at least there will still be gain at the end of the day. If maybe when you use something it's not working for you because you have just slept with your woman and your woman is getting goodness in her business, at least she will still be bringing something in. At least that's not a waste energy. So it's another advice for you. And before I conclude this video, let me put this last one. So now, when you are told not to copulate with a man or a woman after using a spiritual or maybe for some particular day, please abide by it and don't go ahead to go and do the masturbation of a thing. Don't go ahead to go and do it because it's still, at the end of the day, it still amounts to the same thing. So it is better to stay off of anything that will will affect you, and you will now go back to say maybe something they give you is not working. And meanwhile, this kind of videos will, some few people that will understand this kind of thing, because if at all the person that give you work or that do something for you like a spiritual work will not even tell you, might not even tell you all these things we are saying, because they will just say, okay, don't sleep with a, you give if someone in their 20s, 30s, 40s a work and you don't put this thing as well. If you are a spiritual person, if you used to be a spiritual person, you attend to people, if you are a spiritual person as well as me like this, please, you can also learn from this. If you are these people in their 20s, 30s and 40s upward like that, because people in 60s, 70s may not know something like that. All those irrational things just fall in our generation. So some people in their 70, 60, 50 may not be aware of this thing. But if you want to give work to people that are in their 20s, 30s and 40s, please put this thing in. Let them be aware of this thing too, that it is not good though. It is not good. Don't go ahead to say maybe the work they do for you is not complete or the work is not properly done. Just know that the mistake can be on your own side too, and to avoid being blamed for anything is the reason why I'm making this. So, and please don't let us be niggardly, don't let us be stingy. So let us please share with others and make others know, create the awareness, let others know. Sharing it doesn't cost you anything, it will just save someone. So, and hopefully we are making the second part of this video, just like I said in my previous conversation. So we are doing another one, and I hope you've learned something today. So I still remain your faithful and your loyal spiritualist, your spiritual consultant. So Fajimi. So, and if you haven't subscribed, go and subscribe, and